Hi everyone, welcome to the Crimsafe Endurance Countdown. I'm Briony Ingerson and with me is Steve Richards.
Hi Briony.
G'day Steve. Let's take a look at the 4-car entry from Walkinshaw Racing. We'll start off with the 2 cars from Holden Racing Team. In car 2, we've got Garth Tander and Nick Percat getting a late recall into that team. And car 22, James Courtney and Greg Murphy. And gee, isn't there a lot of attention around that pairing?
There sure is, and HRT have been on a real roll recently. They've really regained some of their form. There's no question that both combinations are going to be right there come the Enduro Cup, and I think both combinations, you've got to look at James and Greg. James really is on a roll at the moment. Garth's probably the most determined driver in the field, and along with Nick, who's really trying to make an impression in the main game. He's been doing a lot of Carrera Cup driving, and I've been on the back of it, so I know exactly what's been going on there. But they're all in with a shot. Don't discount Holden Racing Team. They're really coming on strong.
Absolutely, and in the other 2 cars in the 66, the Super Chip Auto Racing entry, we've got Russell Ingall pairing with Ryan Briscoe, and car 3, Tony D'Alberto joining with Johnny Reid, who was obviously a late call-up when Holden Racing Team made the reshuffle with their co-drivers.
That's right. Russell and Ryan, they'll be going around all day. They may not have the ultimate outright pace of some of the other cars, but I really think that you can never discount them. Russell knows that place like the back of his hand, and Ryan has always been fast there in any of the cars that he's driven. So they'll be in with a shot, probably a little bit of an outside shot. Tony D'Alberto's just had come off the back of probably his best round racing in V8 supercars, particularly this year. And Johnny's probably a little bit green, but still a very good driver. I've been racing against him in Carrera Cup, and there's no doubt about his talent. So interesting.
Absolutely. Well, earlier, Stefan Bartholomeus caught up with Walkinshaw Racing's Tony Dowe.
Thanks, guys. Now, Tony, it's been an interesting road this year developing these cars, a few different key changes throughout the year. Where do you think you're at coming into Sandown?
Well, pretty much where I'd like us to be. We've got a number of components still to run through first week in September. And then we basically freeze the spec of the car through Sandown and Bathurst.
Also, it was an interesting journey for you co-driver-wise this year. You had Greg locked in pretty early, and Nick sort of came back into the fold after being in the customer team. I guess you're where you want to be in that sense as well now.
Yeah, you know from discussions we had, we weren't in any rush to make a decision because we wanted to make the right decision, and I think it's all worked out pretty good for us.
You've obviously got a lot of experience in endurance races such as Le Mans internationally. You've been to Bathurst a couple of times. Anything that happens up there that you see as a bit of weirdness that you haven't seen elsewhere?
No, it's actually a sprint race, isn't it, really? There's no real break where you can cruise along. This year be slightly different with a fuel tank capacity, so maybe one more stop and that'll put a different strategy on it for people. But it's no different to any other major sporting situation. It's the last period of play that gives you the result.
Tony Dowe there, and certainly a lot of expectation on the factory Holden squad come the PIRTEK Enduro Cup. Well, make sure you stay tuned to speedcafe.com for more of the Crimsafe Endurance Countdown.
Buying security screens? Most Crimsafe lookalikes can pop out in just a few seconds, but the real Crimsafe doesn't, thanks to its patented screw clamp. Cheap lookalikes can pop out because they're only held in with a piece of plastic. But Crimsafe screw clamp locks the mesh and spreads the impact. Crimsafe resists attack and corrosion and now has the ultimate warranty, 15 years. Ask for a demonstration today, because if it's not Crimsafe, it's not Crimsafe.